account, which will be provided a copy of it in this chat. Avoid unnecessary and disruptive behavior. Our team will have the discretion to remove you from this ceremony. Put your questions or issues that you want to raise in the comment section and kindly wait for the host to acknowledge your queries, or you may refer to the details flashed on your screen. Once again, we
To start this momentous event, let us open ourselves spiritually for the divine guidance through a prayer led by SPARTA Partnerships Officer Ms. Karen May Canceran, to be followed by an audio-visual presentation of the Philippine National Anthem.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather today for Sparta's relaunch event. Bestow upon us your blessing for the smooth conduct of this event so that we can guide the learners to the Sparta's new processes which hopefully could lead them to their desired learnings and career advances. Thank you also for your guidance in helping our learners complete their pathways. We ask you to share your wisdom and strength with them once again as they begin another journey after their recognition today. Lead them in applying all the knowledge and skills they have gained for the good of the nation and your greater glory. This we pray. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Magiliw, ewas ang sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang bihirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo banggaw, ay hinatang tulad, tawid sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihinig, ang pinugin araw niya kailan pa may pag-ibig. Luman ang araw ng walang pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya na pagkay mag-amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Project Sparta Relaunch event and the 4th recognition ceremony. Presented by the Development Academy of the Philippines, we are here to relaunch the offerings of Project Sparta for its year 4 implementation and expect to have a discussion on the continuous need of data analytics in organizations and the role of the Philippine government in the democratization of data analytics. We also have a presentation of the course and pathway offerings through the learning management system, Linang, and online live course sessions. We will also have a discussion on the enrollment process and the recognition of the graduates of Sparta who finished their pathways after November 14, 2022. Indeed, it's a wonderful feeling to be celebrating with you all. In this regard, join me as we welcome our guests from the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology, Research and Development, Analytics Association of the Philippines, Project Sparta Subject Matter Experts, Project Sparta Institutional Partners, Sparta Scholars and Graduates, and everyone who is joining us on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. Magandang hapon po. Now, to formally open this event, let us hear the opening remarks from the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Development Academy of the Philippines, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr., MNSA.
To the Chief of the DOST Shared Human Resource and Institution Development Division, Dr. Ruby Raterta, University of the Philippines, Diliman Assistant Professor, Dr. Richelle Ann Huayong, our dear partner organizations and its members, our scholars, and everyone joining us today virtually, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this much-awaited relaunch of Project Sparta. Let me begin by quoting data science expert and author Priyanka Jain, who said that everybody needs data literacy because data is everywhere. It is the new currency, it is the language of the business, and we need to be able to speak that. In this advanced era where most of our daily operations and transactions are going digital, the DAP through Project Sparta is thrilled and grateful to have another opportunity to contribute to the data analytics industry after the extension was granted by our partner DOST. In the project's first 3-year run, we were able to help augment the demand for this growing sector by producing thousands of graduates despite the challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Our Sparta scholars were trained under the main and microspecialization pathways and massive open online courses which are anchored on data analytics competencies as recommended by the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. Now, on its 4th year, Project Sparta is dedicated more than ever to equip more Filipinos with DSA skill sets and assist our previous scholars in completing their pathways and courses by designing a more enhanced learning experience. This new learning experience would include the transition of our online courses to Linang, the DAP's very own learning management system, the conduct of live and on-site training sessions, and the introduction of new micro-specialization pathway that will boost the data analytics and research skills of public servants. The DAP Project Sparta team will give us the details of the new course offerings in today's event, and so I ask everyone for your attention. I encourage everyone to grab this opportunity, share with your friends and colleagues at work, and participate in the programs that are in store for you this year. With this, I formally welcome everyone to the relaunch of Project Sparta, and on behalf of the DAP and the Sparta Project team, thank you for your continuous support and for attending our event today. Let us all continue to work together to build a smarter, more data-driven Philippines. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Attorney Karonan. Now, may I have your undivided attention for this launch audio visual presentation.
As most of the world embraces digital innovations, the need for data analytics professionals is quickly growing. It's time to expand your knowledge and upskill yourself with data analytics competencies to fill the demand in this sector. Kickstart your data science journey with SPARTA. For our 4th year, Project SPARTA is back with an enhanced learning experience for our learners. A new learning management system under the Development Academy of the Philippines. 6 main learning pathways, 12 microspecialization pathways, 28 massive open online courses, and more to come. Be part of the growing DSA community and be a SPARTA Scholar today. Project SPARTA, relaunching right now.
May I call back the President and CEO of DAP, Attorney Engelbert Caronan, and the Vice President and Sparta Project Lead, Dr. Alan Escajes. Everyone, we are now welcoming you to the Year 4 implementation of Project Sparta. I request our officials to stay in front, and may I call on the project manager of Project Sparta, Ms. Donna Pamela Gonzalez, for a quick photo opportunity. Once again, thank you so much to our officials, and we are glad that they were able to join us in the launch of Project Sparta. And I hope that this gets all excited for the offerings of Project Sparta, which will give more opportunities for the Philippines or for the Filipinos to be reskilled or upskilled in data science and analytics. And now moving forward to the keynote, which will have a focus on the continuous need of data analytics in organizations. Let us first get to know our speaker. He teaches basic programming, algorithms, data structures, and discrete mathematics. She is also a member of the Service, Science, and Software Engineering Laboratory in the department where she advises undergraduate and graduate students pursuing special projects and theses. She finished her Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science at the University of the Philippines in Diliman. He has done research work on models of computation, information visualization, genome analysis, GPU computing, and study workflows. Ladies and gentlemen, Sparta subject matter expert, Assistant Professor in the Service Science and Software Engineering Laboratory of UP Diliman, let us all welcome Dr. Richelle Ann B. Wayong.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Wayong, you are audible.
Let me just share my screen. Do you see my screen po?
Yes, po.
Okay. A pleasant day, everyone. My name is Richelle Wayong from the Department of Computer Science in UP Diliman. And today, I'll be talking about continuous need for data analytics in organizations. There are many terms and processes associated with data analytics, but the goal is simple: to turn raw data to information. or useful information. So when we say raw data, we have a collection of recorded values without meaning, and the goal is to transform it, process, and interpret it so that it becomes meaningful to a certain domain or organization, and eventually help in making smart decisions. So how important is this goal of turning data to useful insights, which is essentially the goal of analytics? So first, it is important to note that in our simple ways, we perform simple analytics every day. So for example, when deciding whether we want to try a certain service or product, we gather data by asking our friends or checking for product reviews and ratings. So essentially, we are collecting data and using them for information, which in this case is whether we are going to try such a service or product. As early as high school or maybe even elementary for some schools, we are taught basic ways to describe numerical data and make nice looking charts for easier analyses. So we have line graphs, we are taught bar graphs, pie charts. We learned about mean, median, mode. So the practice of turning data to useful insight is acknowledged and embedded in our educational system. This is understandable because we observe these basic techniques every day. So I think every one of us have already done presentations where we needed to create nice looking charts taught in high school. And in our smartphones, we have many applications that contain these charts. We have tracker applications that monitor a lot of things like our finance data, health data, cognitive skills, and we have these nice looking charts so that we can easily spot interesting observations. The importance of making sense of data is also emphasized given the many applications that we experience and made possible due to analysis of huge amounts of data. So, for example, we have voice-to-text based services. We have Siri, Alexa, and this is made possible with analysis of voice data. We have language translation, transcription services, and in some applications, this is even done in real time. We have spam folders that helps filter unwanted emails in our inbox. And we have cameras with face recognition features in our smartphones. So this is made possible due to analysis of huge amounts of images. So some years ago, these technologies seem unthinkable, but now these are commonplace. So this only shows the far-reaching applications of working with data. Going back to the question of why data analytics, we have shown that this has already evolved tremendously so that there is a lot that we can do now with data. Also, at present, given advances in technology, we are at a time where we are presented with opportunities and challenges. So first is digitalization. During the pandemic, we were forced to adapt to using the internet for our everyday tasks. So due to the lockdown, we needed to have some online presence to still be able to carry out our daily functions. And it became common for most businesses to explore online platforms to sell their products and services. So after the lockdown, I think we are more willing to explore models that are digitally optimized. So the trend is to be increasingly more reliant on ICT. And this is not only for e-commerce, but also in other community sectors. And there are also government efforts that are geared towards building the necessary infrastructure to maximize the benefits of ICT. So with digitalization, that means data can be easily generated. It is easy to record and store values. And these raw data are essentially representative of the history of our operations. So learning from these data can help optimize delivery of our products and services. We can say that data generation or source of data is not a problem. We are living at a time of so-called big data. It is easy to generate data. So now we have overwhelmingly huge amounts of data. So what is presented here is online data created every day. And the Philippines, or Filipinos, being one of those countries that consume the most hours in social media, we contribute a lot to this huge data. Other than volume, data sources can come from anywhere and in many forms. So we have documents, archives, multimedia, social media, business applications, machine logs, sensor data, public web. So on one hand, this is a good thing because we have many options to where we can get data. However, with such variety, the data we have can also be difficult to tame. The rate of growth of data is exponential. So in the years to come, we will be faced with a lot more data to make sense of. In 2017, there is an article from economist.com with the following title: "The world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data." Just like oil, if not refined, it cannot really be used. But if transformed, it has potential to drive profits. According to a 2020 article by PIDS, data is increasingly becoming a key transformational component for companies. An article from Forbes.com mentions that companies that excel at integrating data into their strategy, operations, and culture are largely outpacing their peers in revenue growth and profitability. So the better we are at incorporating data in our operations and decision making, the more competitive advantage we will have. So notice that we have an implicit division. Taking the inverse, if companies are not good with making use of their data, they can get left behind in the competition. So according to this 2020 PIDS article, data analytics in the Philippines is still in its early stages. So we cannot claim that all or even most of our organizations are already analytics ready. So to be future-proof, we should at least recognize that data is an important asset, and we should establish procedures and policies for handling data so that it can be used effectively and efficiently. The term usually associated with this is data governance. So how can data analytics help organizations? Essentially, data-driven problem-solving can be a generic process and can be applied to many domains. So as long as there is good data available, analytics can help with any aspect of an organization, whether it is operations, finance, customer, and workplace management. So first off, analytics can help us better understand the business environment. So if some of you are YouTubers, how well our channel is doing, which videos are the most successful so far, who watches our videos, etc. With the help of analytics, we will also be able to find patterns that may not always be obvious to us. So in this figure, this mainly shows an overview of a technique called association rules that can be used to determine related products. So in this figure, there is this rule that states that 90% of the time, those who purchase cereal in a supermarket also purchase milk. So this is a common strategy used for cross-selling products or devising promotional programs. In customer segmentation, the idea is to discover groups, profile groups of interest, and devise targeted marketing strategies for each group. So usually, grouping can be based on traditional categories like age, location, etc. But there's also a technique called clustering, where the basis of the grouping is not fixed at the onset, but mainly discovered. Data analytics can also help with human resource processes like hiring and assuring that employees will stay in the company. This is important because hiring can be tedious and frequent onboarding can consume a lot of resources. So with people analytics, questions like who should we hire, who should we promote, what are the best career paths for the company, what are patterns of collaborations can be addressed. So, of course, analytics also helps develop data-driven strategies. So one famous strategy that is thanks to analytics is so-called recommender systems. So this is a strategy that is present in almost all online platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Grab, Lazada, Shopee, Spotify, etc. So here we see Netflix movies organized and personalized according to the preference of user Joshua. What is important to highlight is that the recommended movies is personalized to the current customer or the current user. So different user have different recommendations. This actually has a huge impact, not just in social media platforms, but in e-commerce, in Lazada, in Grab, Shopee, Spotify. They use this as basis for recommending items that may be of interest for a customer to buy. In general, the type of analytics can be categorized into four. So there is descriptive, which addresses questions like what products are the most profitable, who are the customers. There are diagnostic analytics, which addresses questions like why are sales dropping or declining. There is predictive, so to predict sales or address questions like how many of our customers will stay or leave. And then there's prescriptive, to address questions like how do we retain customers or target them the right way? How do we increase our customer base? So the figure at the bottom shows the usual relation of each type in terms of complexity and potential contribution. So apparently, the more difficult the type of analytics, the higher the potential impact. Here are some more applications. here we see that analytics can be applied to any industry. Since today is not only relaunching but also recognition of SPARTA graduates, I would like to end my talk with what most students will do when they are given an assignment, which is essentially search Google. So when I received the invitation, and this is the topic of the talk, I also search Google, and the top result is as given here. So here I highlighted the words by Sir Sherwin Palayo, stating that by 2028, Philippines will need 500,000 analytics professional. And this is only an estimate for the IT industry. So it can be more. We can at least use this as a starting point to quantify how badly analytics is needed. So fortunately, as we will see in the next talks, there are a lot of data roles we can explore for data analytics, and it is not restricted. We don't necessarily need to be ICT experts to be able to engage in data analytics. And also, there are a lot of accessible and free tools for data analytics. And also, thanks to government efforts like Project Sparta, training is free. So data analytics is made more accessible for those interested. So that's the end of my talk. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and congratulations to our graduates.
Thank you very much for that very insightful presentation, Dr. Weil. Now, allow me to present the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Rochelle Ann Wayong, our keynote speaker this afternoon. So the certificate reads, the Development Academy of the Philippines presents this Certificate of Appreciation to Rochelle Ann Wayong, PhD, from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, for sharing her valuable knowledge and expertise during the conduct of the Year 4 relaunch of Project Sparta and 4th recognition ceremony, given on the 14th day of April 2023 via Zoom video communication. Signed, Dr. Alan S. Cajes, Vice President and Sparta Project Lead. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Wayong.
Thank you.
For the next part of the program, we will have a discussion on the role of the government in the democratization of data analytics in the Philippines. Our speaker is Dr. Rubira Terta, the Chief of Human Resources Institution Development Division of the Department of Science and Technology, PSURD. She will be represented by the Science Research Specialist and the Sparta Focal Person for the DOST. We have Mr. Jomar Christian Camposano. Sir Jomar.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
And so allow me first to share my screen. Okay. So greetings and warm and pleasant afternoon to everyone. To Attorney Engelbert Caronan, MNSA, President and CEO of the Development Academy of the Philippines. To Dr. Alan Escajes, Vice President and Sparta Project Lead from the Development Academy of the Philippines, as well as our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Rachel Ann Huayong, Assistant Professor for Service Science and Software Engineering Laboratory in the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Good afternoon po. So I am Jomar Camposano, one of the science research specialists in the UST PSURD, and the focal person and monitoring manager for Project Sparta. So I'll be presenting on behalf of Dr. Rubira Terta, who will not be present this afternoon. So we will discuss the government role in the democratization of data analytics. So allow me to dive directly to the topic at hand. So basically, there's two parts to this discussion. So first, we need to establish what is data democratization. So discussed earlier by Dr. Huayong, what is data? Basically, that is the our today's new oil. Now we need to really question how can we gain access to data in our daily lives, as well as in how we govern our country. So basically, data democratization is gaining access for everyone to have access to this data. So need it to be accessed in an easy way, and then we need to have means to expedite decision making and uncover opportunities for the organization. So basically, anybody can use data at any time to make decisions. So our guests this afternoon are from different backgrounds, maybe from those who are attending our core training to improve their skills, to also to apply for a job. Maybe this is also for them to gain knowledge for their own profession. So basically, data should be shared, and also we need to have a means for them to process and extract those data. So, of course, it's the government's role to improve data democratization. So these are the means for the government. As much as possible, we are just focused on science and technology, but we're trying to have a more holistic approach in what is the government's role. So first is really focus on policy formulation in terms of building the necessary policies for us to create more access to data, easier access to data. Second is on infrastructure. So basically funding for research institutions, centers. And then third is on capability or capacity building, which we have right now under the leadership of Project SPARTA. So we try to provide training, capacity building for researchers on data science and analytics. And we offer it for free under SPARTA. And then fourth is on R&D or research and development. So as part of the science and technology department, our role here in data democratization is to utilize data to create more innovations that would benefit the people. And then lastly, on tech transfer and startup incubation. So it's the development of transferring or utilizing the research that was produced in order for the people to gain access to the products and services that were developed. So much for that. Allow me to introduce our organization. So we are just very small part of the government, but this is basically we would like to try to introduce we depart under the Philippine Council for Industry and Energy and Emerging Technology Research and Development, or DOSTIC. So we are one of the 3 sectoral planning councils of the Department of Science and Technology. We handle the monitoring of Project SPARTA, funded by the DOST. So other councils are focused on agriculture and aquatic resources under PICARD. And then we also have under health under PCHRD. So our main focus is under industry, energy, and emerging technology. So we have 5 mandates. So first is support for research and development. Our means is through funding of our R&D projects or research and development projects. Second is on human resource and institution development. So basically, this is capability building institutions that would produce or create research. Third is on S&T information, dissemination, and promotion. Delivering, informing, and disseminating, as well as promoting research. And then fourth is on support for technology transfer and commercialization. So again, on on tech transfer and commercializing the research that was produced. And then policy development and advocacy focused on we are trying to create policies from the research that was that we are funding to create more access for and benefit to the people. So these are sectoral coverage areas under the USDP shared. So industry, energy, and emerging technology, as well as special concerns. So under the emerging technology, we have data science. So this is a more, in this next slide, this is a more organized framework of how we design our sectors. So we produce or we nurture an inclusive innovation system. So first, under that, we harness S&P capabilities from scientists, researchers, engineers, balik scientists, yeah, in order for people to be capacitated, researchers, as well as institutions. Second is we fuse technology and business. So R&D in terms of technology, business incubation, and startups. And third is on establishing enabling policy environment. So policy development and advocacy. And then, so we provide interventions as well through R&D in the different sectors. So for resilient and sustainable communities, as well as productivity and competitiveness. And then one of the enabling development of core technologies, part of which is data science. So just a quick discussion. This is how the government stands or role in the formulating science and technology policies. So this is our connection or our cooperation with first the Academe and R&D Institute to create. They will create the proof of concept, prototypes, technology development, and commercial scaling of research. And then for industry, they innovate the R&D and they are the ones who adapt the R&D. Yes. Now, this is a framework of the DST and how we develop R&D towards innovation. So from idea to product to market, then market to expansion. So under this, the researchers, startups, innovators, they are the ones who create idea and then develop further their ideas into products. We provide the necessary programs and funding support for them to conduct research for their product and prototypes, and then eventually for those products to gain access to the market. So through tech transfer and also from market expansion. Okay. So I won't discuss this more. This is on pictured side. So we will basically in terms of capability building, we have support for pre-R&D, actual R&D, and then post R&D. So on if kailangan or if there is a need for the researcher and institution to gain resources for them to be capacitated before they conduct actual R&D, and these are the programs that we provide. Then actual R&D or during the R&D that they will produce, these are the programs that we provide, as well as post support and programs for publication, as well as transfer. Okay, so allow me to move on to SPARTA. So one of our biggest projects under the DS, funded by the DS is SPARTA, and we are proud of the accomplishments in its three-year implementation, and then now it's on its fourth extension. So it's been quite some time since we last saw SPARTA online. So congratulations. So one of the role in the UST is to really partner with SPARTA in creating more into developing developing the means for us to fund projects developed by the researchers or the scholars of Sparta. So allow me to introduce the Good Governance through Data Science and Decision Support System, or GODDESS program. So this is really this program was tended to be was provided to gain for the researchers and the scholars of Sparta to gain access to support and resources for their capstone projects. So initially this was for Sparta graduates, but we have now opened this up to non-Sparta scholars as well. So we provide a maximum of 1 million for the capstone projects that shall cover the following expenses. So we developed this way back in 2020, and in our roadmap we are gearing towards funding GODDESS projects for LGUs, and then for adoption of those capstone projects by those LGUs that are concerned. And also later I will show you different GODDESS projects that were developed throughout the years. So basically we have 16 ongoing projects, total grant of 22.9 million. So this is just a summary of those different projects. I'll show you a more detailed enumeration of them. Ayan. For example, here one of our the projects that were completed under GODDESS is on development of data analytics and information system, support for social welfare services for senior citizens of Butuan City. So this is in partnership with Butuan LGU in terms of providing ease of access for social welfare services. So they gained access to the open data that was provided to them by Butuan City. So this is another is the prescriptive navigation through vision-based traffic monitoring in city of San Fernando, La Union. So in terms of traffic management, city management. And another one is similarly on social service analytics by Adamson University. And E4 Peace Map focus on Pantawid Pamilya Pilipino program for peace outcomes in monitoring visualization. And then PhilRISE Data Analytics Initiative. So this is on under the Philippine Rice Research Institute. Philippine Sky Artificial Intelligence Program, or Sky Pilipinas. Philippine Sky is aims to bridge the gap between availability of massive remote data sensing in the country and addressing the lack of sustainable technology-based framework that will widespread processing of systematically and effectively. In terms of this is in terms of remote sensing. And then here are our newly approved GODDESS projects as of last year. So, so I hope you can get a good glimpse of different R&D areas that we are funding under data science and analytics. So I hope this would give you more motivation to pursue data science as a field and expertise. So allow me to present our opportunities to really gain access to our resources in the UST for funding of your R&D. So this is how you apply. So you have a centralized system under the DOST Project Management Information System, or DPMIS. So you create an account there. Then if for the submission of your proposals, you draft and you submit it through this portal. So yan po. This shows how we evaluate the proposal submitted to the UST. So we have several levels of evaluation. So, yan po. If you would like to further ask or have more details, so that we're always open uh, to discuss more. So on here, this is how we monitor, evaluate. This is how we evaluate proposals submitted to to the UST. So we have 6 P's metrics and 2 I's. So this the 6 P's is the actual outputs that would be expected from the proposed project. So in terms of publication, patents, products, policies, people services, licenses, and partnerships. So this is quantifiable, should be quantifiable in terms of how many publications or how many patents or products will be developed. So that's the actual output. And then for the 2 I's, this is more long term. So what is to be expected from the proposed project in say 5 or 2 to 3 years or 5 years and onwards. So in terms of economic impact and then social impact. So these are to be evaluated when you submit your proposals through the DPMIS. So lastly, for our recommendations in terms of how would you better your chances in submitting proposals. So again, DOST is always open to the submission of proposals. Resources are always available to fund these projects. However, we are proposal driven, so we have several cycles of proposal evaluation. So kindly view our web pages for the different schedules. Then second is always tie your research to national programs. So as much as possible, you need to complement different disciplines, different organizations, and also partner industries and agencies as well. So in order for you to craft a more cooperative research rather than a single research-driven output. Third, find a niche. So basically, be more unique about your proposal, because there's a lot of proposals out there that have similar objectives as what you may be proposing. So find a unique niche and compare your advantage. So we have R&D agenda and priorities in our webpage in different sectors that we are covering under the USTP shirt. So kindly identify which of those will you focus and prioritize. Then on building allies and address national programs. So we have very urgent needs in the national sector that would really increase your chances to have your proposal be approved. So always stick your proposals as much as possible to those to addressing those national issues. Enhance your standing and then deliver the goods. So always, what we mean here in the last one is whatever you promise or you propose in your proposal, that should be achievable within the time frame that you are proposing. So that's the overview of our proposal evaluation. So here is the schedule. You may screenshot this. So we are these different programs that are listed here we can have another separate discussion for this. But for Goddess, which I have discussed earlier, these are the call for proposals. We have completed our first calls this year. We have 2 calls per year. So every time we have a call for proposal for Goddess. Our next call will be scheduled on June 16 to July 15. So for further information about the other programs listed here, alongside with Goddess, kindly you view our webpage or contact us at pshared.usd.gov.ph. Yan po. So, yan po. You can screenshot po. Yan. Thank you and congratulations for the SPARTA relaunch on behalf of Dr. Ruby Duterte. Good afternoon, everyone. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Jomar Christian Camposano, our Science Research Specialist from the Department of Science and Technology. So may I request again Mr. Jomar Camposano to receive the Certificate of Appreciation. And I would like to read you the citation. The Development Academy of the Philippines presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Ruby Duterte from the Department of Science and Technology for her invaluable knowledge and expertise as a resource speaker during the conduct of the Year 4 SPARTA Relaunch event on April 14, 2023 via Zoom communications. Of course, we'll also give a certificate of appreciation to Mr. Jomar Christian Camposano. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you. Thank you po.
For the next part of the program, I am sure you are all excited to know the project offerings of SPARTA. Though, let us take a look at the brief introduction on the project, discussing its background, objectives, pathways, and course offerings so as to guide you, our current or potential learners, and allow you to have a better grasp on what the project is all about. To guide you, okay, and to discuss these things, may I call on our Learning Development and Implementation Officer, Ms. Grace Reyes.
Good afternoon. We are glad that you can spend your day with us as we relaunch Project Sparta in its 4th year of implementation. Welcome to our new Sparta learners-to-be, and welcome back to our returning learners and graduates. As an overview of Project Sparta, we begin with the very meaning of the abbreviation SPARTA. SPARTA means Smarter Philippines through data analytics, research and development, training, and adoption. For the past 3 years, Project Sparta has been implemented through the invaluable efforts of the following organizations: the Development Academy of the Philippines, or DAP, the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, PShared, Analytics Association of the Philippines, or AAP, and our previous learning platform, CourseBank. For Year 4, Sparta will now use DAP's very own learning management platform, Linang. Linang now houses our online courses. Sparta's framework is visualized in this diagram. First, Sparta continues in its commitment to capacitate the nation's workforce through the provision of scholarships for data science and analytics pathways through its online courses. Second, Sparta intends to foster the sharing of open datasets that can be utilized by scholars and the general public for their own data-driven research and development projects that will ultimately help in the development of the Philippines amid the 4th Industrial Revolution. Let us now look at the two important components that Project Sparta aims to achieve. The goal of knowledge and skills building is to answer the need for accessibility to resources and opportunities concerning DSA. This is done through the provision of online courses and live course sessions designed to be accessed by scholars in their most convenient time. To date, Sparta has graduated over 3,500 scholars across its main and microspecialization pathways. Stay tuned as we conduct our graduation later and add to this increasing number of upskilled and reskilled individuals. Moreover, through marketing, communications, and research, the objective is to create an ecosystem wherein DSA projects are fostered through workshops and events. As mentioned earlier, all of Sparta's courses are now housed in Linang. These courses are plotted into 6 main learning pathways and 12 microspecializations. Let's begin to expound on the 6 main learning pathways. The Data Associate pathway is intended for beginners who have no prior knowledge or experience in data science and analytics. This is the program's most basic pathway, composed of 6 courses. The Data Steward pathway develops learners' competencies in data governance to equip them with the necessary skills to control and improve data quality, oversee data technology and infrastructure, and ensure the compliance with rules, regulations, and ethical practice. The Data Analyst pathway equips learners with competencies needed to leverage reporting, data analysis, and modeling techniques to solve problems and gather insight across functional domains. The Analytics Manager pathway trains learners to oversee analytical operations, communicate insights to executives, and translate analytical results to actionable business items. Graduates of this pathway learn how to drive business outcomes by bridging technical expertise with operational expertise of business functions. The Data Engineer pathway allows scholars to develop skills for the proper management of the data lifecycle from ingestion, processing, surfacing, and storage. The last pathway, which is the Data Scientist track, trains scholars to apply their expertise in statistics, machine learning, and programming to make predictions and answer key business questions. The project also offers micro-specialization pathways. These are shorter learning tracks anchored on the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation DSA Competency Skills Framework, which focuses on equipping scholars with the right knowledge and skill sets for a specific DSA discipline. The first microspecialization is Domain Knowledge Analytics Project Management. This is composed of 5 courses that will help learners train and acquire DSA project management skills. The second is Domain Knowledge Finance and Risk Microspecialization, which aims to increase knowledge and skills in combining statistical and machine learning tools to support decisions and derive insights from financial data. Next is the Domain Knowledge Human Resources Microspecialization. This third track allows learners to leverage data in designing and improving recruitment and talent development processes. The fourth is the Domain Knowledge Urban Planning, which trains learners to use data in urban planning in relation to the fourth industrial revolution and smart governance processes. The fifth is the Operational Analytics Microspecialization. This directs learners to perform business analysis and present effective visualization of insights derived from data. The sixth microspecialization, called Research Methods, focuses on teaching learners to discover and create new knowledge and insights through data collection, analysis, and research. Statistical Techniques is the seventh SPARTA microspecialization. This prepares learners to apply statistical concepts and methods to data analysis. Scholars who want to learn basic data manipulation, analysis, and visualization using selected programming languages, tools, or software can enroll in the 8th microspecialization, Computing. The 9th microspecialization, Data Visualization, teaches scholars to create compelling reports, narratives, and insights using popular visualization languages and tools. SPARTA has also created the Data Governance Microspecialization. Composed of 5 courses, this trains scholars to apply policy and measures to ensure data security, privacy, intellectual property rights, and ethics during all data lifecycle stages. The 11th microspecialization is Methods and Algorithms, which focuses on the implementation and evaluation of data analytics and machine learning methods using various software and tools. And last, and the newest microspecialization that the project is offering is called Public Policy and Governance. This track is aimed at public servants who will be trained in analytics tools to eventually apply it in public policy formulation and the enhancement of governance processes. That was a lot to take in. And are you ready to be a SPARTA scholar and learner? Since this opportunity caters to a wide group of individuals, the project team ensures that the qualification for being a scholar is simple. Eligible applicants must be Filipino citizens who are permanently residing or are currently based in our country. They must also be at least a senior high school student who may or may not have prior knowledge or experience in analytics. As part of the enrollment process this year, we urge everyone to visit and register at our Smart Governance portal, that is sparta.dap.edu.ph, because only those who have registered can access the enrollment form, as there is a part in the form that verifies your email addresses used in the portal. So to repeat, as part of the enrollment process this year, we urge everyone to visit and register at our Smart Governance portal, that's sparta.dap.edu.ph, because only those who have registered can access the enrollment form, because there is a part there that verifies your email addresses. So, for more information about Project Sparta, you can reach out to us via the following channels flashed on your screens, and stay tuned for a more comprehensive walkthrough of how to apply and enroll in Sparta's Year 4. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to Project Sparta. If you're interested in taking our massive open online courses on data science and analytics, keep watching to find out how to apply for a scholarship. Visit our portal at sparta.dap.edu.ph and click on Apply for Scholarship. If you already have an account, log in through the email you previously used. If you are a new user, register using a Gmail or Google-based email to avoid encountering errors in your registration. After registering or logging in, you will be redirected to the enrollment form for our massive open online courses. Kindly read the guidelines thoroughly before you fill out your personal details. Once you have understood the guidelines, begin answering the form. Make sure you typed your personal details correctly. Next, indicate if you are a scholar endorsed by our partner organization. If you belong to this category, click Yes in order to view the list of our partner organizations and select your company and affiliation. Don't forget to upload a copy of your company ID in the required format. For non-endorsed scholars, just select No and choose the affiliation you belong to. If you are currently employed, specify your company or organization name and your designation. You also need to upload a copy of any government-issued ID and any proof of employment or graduation. If you are currently a student, indicate whether you are a senior high school or college student. Make sure to upload a scanned copy of any of the requirements. After filling out your details, don't forget to indicate if you are a previous Sparta scholar. If you are, kindly fill in the correct details about your course bank email, previous pathway, and courses completed. You will then proceed to all our main and microspecialization pathway offerings this year. The description and required courses for each pathway have been listed in the form, so carefully read through all the information. Previous scholars can change their pathway. If you enrolled in a main pathway, don't forget to pick the electives you want to take if these are required under your pathway. If you opt in for a microspecialization pathway, This is a learning track with fewer courses focusing on mastering a specific DSA skill set. This year, SPARTA has a new microspecialization pathway called Policy and Governance. And that's it! You're done with the application. If approved, you will receive an email containing your Linang account credentials a few days after the enrollment period. Applications are open only until April 30, 2023. So make sure to register before then if you want to become a scholar. If you have
We hope that enrollment process is clear, and now we will address some frequently answered questions that the project team collated. So, first question is, how long does it take for a pathway to be finished? So, depending on the pathway, it will take you 4 to 6 months to complete the required courses. On average, it takes 10 dedicated hours to finish a course. Next, if we have finished a pathway before, are we still eligible to be a scholar this year? Yes, you are still eligible to be a scholar. Just make sure to finish your pathway since this year, since these may not be offered for free in the next coming years. Is there going to be an orientation on how to use Linang? Yes, we will hold an orientation on how to navigate through Linang. We will let you know, so stay tuned for updates on the schedule in our social media channels. Next, what are the modes of instruction? The courses are still offered online, but through Linang, as mentioned earlier. There will also be live course sessions and live on-site or face-to-face sessions. Very exciting. Is there any difference with the courses now? Our online courses are still self-paced. However, it would be more structured, such as a fixed deadline for submissions and peer assessments. Next, is there a community for scholars or learners to be supported? Yes, you can join Project Sparta's Facebook group. Just search for Community Sparta PH, and yes, you will be able to join. Next is, what if the learner is just interested in 1 or 2 courses? We highly suggest that learners choose a pathway since enrollment will just be done once. So let me repeat that. We highly suggest that learners choose a pathway since enrollment will only be done once for this year, and the opportunity may be lost. So yeah. Do you have a guarantee that I can land a job after taking your courses? Project Sparta will communicate job opportunities by our partners to our scholars. Next is, how do we enroll in the courses? As mentioned earlier, you need to register first in our Smart Governance portal to access the enrollment form and fill in the details required. Next is, what is the duration of enrollment? As mentioned a while ago, enrollment is only up to April 30, 2023. Only up to April 30, 2023. We will not entertain any more future requests. Will there be another enrollment period? Because of the structured schedule of the online courses, this will be the only enrollment period. For the live course sessions, there will be another separate enrollment for this. So I hope that's clear. There will be another live course sessions enrollment form. How will we get our certificates? Completion certificates can be accessed through the SGP portal, so your registration is necessary. And last question we have is, when will our certificates be available? Once you complete and pass the course, your certificates will be uploaded into the portal 7 working days after the course closes. So I'll give you back to Nico to address further questions that we may have on our Zoom and online platforms. Thank you.
Thank you for that very comprehensive discussion on the project offerings of Sparta. And of course, so we also presented the FAQs, which I hope already guide our students or our prospective learners this year. So now we have here Ms. Donna Pamela Gonzalez, our project manager. And of course, we have Ms. Monica Reyes to answer some of the queries that you guys have shared to us through the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Zoom. So now we have a question here. Saan po ipopost yung link for registration ng scholarship? Maybe we could emphasize that.
So as we've said a while ago, you guys can visit sparta.dap.edu.ph. That's our smart governance portal. Once you register, you will be able to view our enrollment form.
All right. So again, thank you for that emphasis, Ms. Monica. And again, for those callers who would like to ask via chat, or you may also open your microphones with you to ask questions, but we are trying to consolidate the questions on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And I think there's one here. Hello po. So all scholars po will apply for scholarship again. They will not be able to continue po. So maybe we could connect that to pwede po ba mag-continue yung previous scholarship?
Okay, sige. Yes, all former scholars, Sparta scholars since 2019, you can apply again. So as mentioned earlier, click nyo lang yung apply now to sa Smart Governance Portal, sparta.dap.edu.ph. Meron doon nakalagay sa left side, apply now. And if you want to, it will lead you to register if you don't have an account yet, then to the application form. So all former scholars, kahit hindi na kayo nakatapos, this is now your chance to start again and finish your pathway. Thank you.
Okay, really good answer. No, thank you, Ms. Pam. And I think this one is another good question from one of our prospective scholars. Is there an enrollment fee?
Right. So as we have answered a while ago in our FAQs, there is no fee as of this year. So all of the courses are free. You can access it for free once you enroll on our SGP.
Okay. I think I have two questions here with regard to the pathway offerings. Number one is it okay to enroll for data science, or do I have to take data associate muna for the basic ones?
Okay, that's a good question, Nico. Depending on your skills, you can, and of course your ability to finish the courses. If you remember the presentation earlier, the data associate has only 6 courses and a capstone, while data scientist has around 17, if I'm not mistaken, and a capstone. So first of all, depending on your availability and your ability to finish the courses, so you can choose either a data associate or any of the pathways. So it will really be dependent on how you would be able to finish to maximize your time. You've seen the duration. It doesn't mean you have to concentrate a whole day with the courses. You can stare at it the whole day, but you can. But on average, it actually takes just 10 dedicated hours to finish a course. Just also mention, Nico, no, the courses are structured per week. So there are weekly tasks that you can do. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to finish it every day of the week. You can dedicate an evening after work or after school or a weekend to do those courses and finish per week. Or you can do all other weeks in one whole week. That's fine. As I said, or as we said, it is a self-paced course. However, there are scheduled submission dates, and peer assessment dates that you have to be aware of. Once you are in Linang, there will be dates announced there. So please take note of that. and hopefully you would be able to finish your course.
Okay, next question about the pathways as well. Are we allowed to complete all the 6 pathways? I'm not sure dun sa context nito, no? Parang kung required ba, siguro yun ang sagutin muna natin, kung required ba tapusin yung 6 na pathways? And I think the second question is, kapag natapos ko ba yung isang pathway, pwede ba akong magtapos hanggang 6 pathways? Ayan. So, can we answer that, Ram or Monica?
Sige, kukunin ko nito, Monica. Okay, ulitin ko ha. You don't have to take all pathways. However, the courses that you would be taking in the data associate pathway are most likely also already in the data scientist or data engineer pathway. Kasi these are the ones na mas marami ang courses, no? You have to finish your courses for the pathway. Also, for microspecializations, these are shorter pathways. You have 4 to 5 courses that you just have to finish and no capstone. So your second question, if you need to finish, once you finish a pathway, then you're finished with the pathway. You don't have to take all other pathways just to graduate. However, you may want to, but no. What we're pushing now is for you to finish your pathway, either a micro specialization or your main pathway. Thanks, Nico.
All right. So, I'm seeing a few more questions here. And how about those who were not able to complete or submit their capstone project? Yeah, so I think the assumption here is the scholar was able to finish or complete the courses or all the required courses before, then the remaining course is the capstone project na lang.
Okay.
So will the courses be credited?
Yes, if you have taken other courses before as a former SPARTA scholar, these will be credited. Parang college, diba? You took up courses, these will be credited now. So if you're just missing your capstone course, then you may take only the capstone course of the pathway you selected. So you don't have to go through the other courses to finish the pathway. So capstone na lang yung katapusin mo.
Okay, I think this is the same case with that previous question kasi there is a question here. I failed on my capstone. I already have an account on Linang. I want to continue. I want to continue again. So is that still possible?
Yes, we will give you the last chance, the final chance to finish your capstone. So I think the question there is if they have to enroll again. Yes, you need to fill out the enrollment form again so that we have a dedicated list of all new SPARTA scholars. So if you have applied before or even previous applications, this form will now be the one that we will be looking for. So if you did not apply or weren't able to register in the enrollment form, we cannot consider you because you did not register.
Right, that's clear. Okay, next question is, I want to be a media analyst. What is the best course or pathway should I take?
All right. So for that, we highly recommend you to take the data analyst pathway. And what other?
Yeah, I think Monica is correct on that, considering that data analyst really focuses on different functions of the organization. So then more? Yeah, microspec.
Or a microspec specifically for analytics. Operational.
Okay, so very good. So ang nasabi ni Ms. Monica, we suggest number 1 for you to take the data analyst pathway, considering that yung mga ginagamit nating data in different functions and organizations, kung media siya, definitely sa media naman present naman yung mga different departments. Nandiyan pa rin naman ng marketing, production, even in advertising. So magagamit natin ito. Then you have a focus on operational analytics. So kung gusto mo na medyo maikli, no? You can take the microspecialization pathway on operational analytics.
Just to add, Nico, no, being a media analyst, no, what you're going to learn with Sparta are the basic data analytics skills for a data engineer, but the domain knowledge, for example, being in media, in HR, in finance, and even in the medical field, you can also learn aside from learning from Sparta. So you learn the data analytics, you learn to be a data scientist. At the same time, you also have your domain knowledge on whatever field you want.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a good question. No, media analyst kasi as a background, no, like parang I'm realizing right now how data analytics could be applied in our profession as people or media production people.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think there's a good question here. If ever we get stuck in a module because it is somehow challenging or there is something that we could not understand, what is the best way to get support or raise our clarifications?
All right, so we have a dedicated line for that. Just email learner@sparta.dap.edu.ph. So for any support concerns with the courses, you guys can email that email. So go to support@sparta.dap.edu.ph. Send your emails there.
All right, perfect. No? So aside from that, dun lahat ng ating mga learner concerns. But yung mga general concerns naman on information on Project Sparta, I think everything is on the website. You may also visit our Facebook channel. So there you go. Thanks, Miss Monica. I'll take a look some more questions. Okay, and this one is a good. Does someone needs to be good in mathematics or statistics to learn and become a data associate? Kaka-relate ako.
Kaka-relate ka,
Yeah,
Nico.
because I'm not really good in math.
I think it's just if you have that interest and you have that drive to be a data analyst. Math is just one of the subjects. Statistics is just one of the subjects. And this can be learned. I don't think everyone is born with a gene on math, but but the interest, the fear can also be overcome. Fear of math, fear of numbers. And I think if once you enjoy what data analytics can do for you and for your what your passion is, then I don't think it would be hard for someone who does not like math or does not understand math to get a career, pursue a career in data analytics.
All right. Any additional?
Also, our data associate pathway is the most basic pathway. So it's beginner friendly. So go guys, let's go.
Okay, that's a good cheer. Okay. Next is, I think this one is a good question. What about those who want to be a scholar but is currently unemployed? How will they be able to fill out or fill up the enrollment form?
So our requirements do not really need you to be employed. You can be unemployed. Even a student, as a senior high student, can be a scholar. So even if you're not employed, we welcome you as a scholar.
All right, thank you so much. So long as you have your documents with you, you have graduated senior high school or college, or kahit yung mga registration form ninyo ng college, we will still be accepting that. And yun yung goal ng Sparta, like to help you to be skilled or to upskill or reskill yourselves, then eventually land a better job opportunity na marami around. And of course, bilang working with the partnerships component of Sparta, sooner po, we will conduct an event na kung saan po we will be partnering with various private and public agencies here in the Philippines, and ipapakita po namin sa inyo yung kanilang mga job opportunities or / ito po ay isang career fair. So, abangan po natin yan. So, let's go back to some of the questions. Yeah, very showbiz. Okay. So, do you have a modification on the peer-graded assessment review system? Since some peers seem to give unacceptable scoring.
Okay, yes, we have encountered that. First of all, a modification for our peer-graded assessment is that we made it more structured. One of the reasons why a lot of scholars did not finish because they didn't have either any peer to assess or the peers did not assess their submission, no? So that's one of the reasons why we made it more structured. Secondly, for those who are who just want to score whatever they want to, no? We've put in place some reminders, and as teachers, we look out at the courses, we would be checking their assessments as well. We would be seeing their grades with you and check if it's really something that they did badly or unfairly for youth scholars. And of course, we will check and we will ensure that all of the scholars are graded fairly. And those who did not assess properly will be treated accordingly. Tinakot, no. We just want, of course, everyone to be fair in assessing their peers. But if in case you think there's an unfair assessment in your peers, you may also email us at the support email, support@sparta.dap.edu.ph, and for your reconsideration request. Mabait naman po kami.
All right, so we'll be carefully checking all those. And again, I think valuable pa rin naman, no, yung pagkakaroon ng peer-graded assessments. And I think ang goal nito is really on quality check aside from what do our subject matter experts do. Okay? I think there's a question here na na-relate dun sa kaninang na-mention ko about the partner institutions. So parang there is a question here, are there partner organizations that are located outside the Philippines which provide a job endorsement? So with this one, as of now, we do not have a partner yet internationally. But may mga niluluto na po kaming partnership, no, with some international schools na kung saan maybe that could be a point of collaboration. But as of now po, mga national company sila, pero malalaking company po talaga ito. Yung tipong pagbukasyon ng cellphone, partner namin itong mga ito. Yeah, that level. Alright? So, balik tayo dun sa courses, no? So, are the pathways prerequisite? If so, should I start from data associate? I think this was answered earlier. So if you think nandoon yung interest ninyo agad sa data engineering because you feel that you are highly technical, you have background in IT or statistics, you may proceed directly to data engineering. No need na to, di na kailangan mag-start from data associate. Okay? So, yeah, can we share this information to our friends or family? Definitely, sagutin ko na to for them. Yes na yes, you may share all this to your family members, to your colleagues, so long as they are in the Philippines. Okay? I think there are questions here. Ano po yung mga registration codes? I think there are two. Pero parang wala naman, no?
Registration codes? I think... the registration codes are pre. If you read the forms, if you went to the portal to access the form, then don't mind that registration code. As it's written there, please do not edit or mind the code. These are system generated. However, make sure that the email that you have in that code is the email that you used with the portal. Okay.
All right, I think that's clear. And make sure to create your accounts in the Smart Governance portal. That's sparta.dap.edu.ph. So I think this one is a good, because you meant a good question kasi are previously finished courses automatically credited in Linang? I think this was answered yes. Pero you have to make sure na completed ninyo talaga yung bawat course or yung kurso na yon.
Kailangan talaga to complete, you need to submit and assess your peers. Meron kasi kaming na-encounter who just submitted and despite our emails, our follow-up emails, was not able to assess their peers. So we consider, since it's part of the task to graduate or to complete the course, unfortunately, hindi siya pumasa.
All right, so we'll get one more question. How to be notified po if complete na yung pathway requirements or eligible to graduate for that pathway?
Linang, once you go through Linang, it's the structure of Linang, the weeks, the modules, then your capstone or your final assessment. You will not be, yung may last part doon that you would not be able to proceed unless you pass or get the passing grade. So after that, once you reach that stage, you know that you are a graduate and you would receive a certificate. As mentioned earlier, the certificates will not be emailed to you. You will get the certificates from the Smart Governance portal. Once you log in, you can go through that. There's a certificate part there page where you can see your certificates. And certificates will be uploaded there 7 days after the course closes. Hindi after assessment, after the course closes. Okay?
Okay, so I think yung question earlier, no, some of us finished main pathways na. So do the courses can be credited to the new pathways? Definitely, yes as well. So yon, I'll try to answer yung mga na-discuss na kanina ni Miss Monica and ni Miss Pam quickly para lang ma-run through natin or masagot natin lahat ng questions nila. How will we know if we are a scholar once that you are enrolled and you were able to receive your credentials sa Linang?
Linawin ko lang to, no?
Okay.
You will be emailed your credentials to Linang after the application or enrollment period ends. So you won't get it right now once you enroll. You won't get it tomorrow. After, ulitin ko po ha, pagkatapos po ng enrollment period, which is April 30, 2023, please expect an email from us that of your username and your temporary password to Linang. So please check your emails, your registered emails sa portal, and spam. If you haven't received, then that's the time you email us. Okay?
All right. Thanks, Pam. Next is, will our full names be published on the website or in the portal once we graduate? I think this is a good suggestion, but we'll be checking the data privacy concerns or Data Privacy Act of 2025 if ever that is possible. Facebook Live can be watched again later. Yes, recorded po yan sa ating Facebook and YouTube. You can watch it. Okay. Other questions, I think. Yeah, medyo nadagdagan pa. Okay, are they eligible to applying using a different email? Kung nakapaggamit na sila ng other email from course back before?
We will be using your emails that you use for the SGP portal. If you have used an email before, please indicate in the enrollment form so that we will be able to consolidate your data from before and now. If not, you'd be starting with all the courses again and no course will be credited to you.
All right. I think, thanks, Pam. I think there's a question here with regard to the partnerships. No? Kasi there are participants here from different institutional partners of SPARTA. Is the enrollment link, yung pag-create ng accounts sa SPARTA portal, is the same, no? So I think the direction here is, ang partnerships kasi, sorry to answer that, we are requesting our partner institutions to send us the endorsement list. So once we have that endorsement list, we'll be compiling that, but we will be sending them the enrollment link as well, or ito yung sa portal natin, same lang din naman po sa process ng general public. But doon po sa ating enrollment form, may guidelines po tayo doon sa video ni Miss Monica earlier, na kailangan nilang i-select that they are being endorsed by a partner.
Sige, just to add that, no, if you are here and you know that you are endorsed by a partner or your organization, just select that you are endorsed in the form. You can go directly to the portal, register and enroll via the form, and just select, as mentioned by Nico, that you are endorsed by the partners listed there. If you don't see it there, then you are not endorsed. But make sure that you are endorsed by your partner or by your organization or company.
Okay, I think let's have two questions. I think I have a question for Monica. Since si Monica kasi is a ComDev graduate, there's a question here. Apart from newly added microspecialization, what do you recommend for those who have background in development studies? Pang miss you ba?
Definitely the public policy and governance microspecialization. It's very much tailored for people with a development sector background. So, yeah.
All right. So that's public policy and governance. Okay. Next, Pam, can we apply for both pathway and microspecialization? May limit ba sa number ng pathway or microspecialization? Thanks.
Thank you, Dan, for that wonderful question. Okay. When you finish or you take a pathway, usually you are also finishing several micro-specializations, especially for the data science and data engineer pathway. However, it will be dependent on the elective that you choose. So you'll be choosing electives, and if you are keen on having a micro-specialization that is, for example, for finance and risk, HR, operational analytics, and even for public policy and governance, this is research heavy, research methods and algorithms, then select the electives that pertain to those micro-specializations. So once you graduate, you can be a data engineer and major in, let's say, domain knowledge in finance and risk, or something like that. Okay? I think that's a very good deal, right, Nico?
Correct. I agree, Pam. Siguro, no, medyo may mga ilan pa tayong questions doon. Pero I think some of the questions could be answered by our team members via chat in consideration of the time. Maybe siguro just to end our conversation, kumbaga parang naging panel discussion na siya.
It's fun, Nico.
Just a quick motivational message to our prospective scholars kung paano sila makakapag-start and how they can finish their courses in Project Sparta.
Okay, I'll start. As if you listen to the talks of Dr. Wayong and Dr. Ruby, data analytics is really something now, a new oil. Sabi nga, data scientist is the sexiest job. Dapat nalaman ko before, no? So for everyone, data analytics is here to stay. So knowledge of it, having that knowledge to study, data science, data engineer, analytics manager, associate, and steward, or even any of the micro-specializations is something that you can be proud of. And lifelong learning is actually a skill that I hope everyone gets and encompasses. Thank you.
Thank you. Very well said. How about our candidate number 2, Miss Monica?
As mentioned din kanina, na minention ni Dr. Huayong si Sir Sherwin Pelayo, there is a need by 2028 for data and analytics professionals, na mga 500,000 professionals. So there really is demand. So guys, take advantage of this opportunity kasi we cannot make sure and guarantee that it's gonna be free next year. So yeah, let's all be smarter together and come on, let's go. Let's get it.
Okay, so what you guys need to do is to enroll now with Project Sparta if you have that interest, if you have that knowledge on data analytics. Yan, i-push na nga talaga natin. Maraming salamat, Ms.
Thank you,
Monica
Nico.
and Ms. Pam, as we will transition now to the next part of the program. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Nico.
Alright, so I think kailangan ko tumayo. Okay, so thank you again to our panelists. We will now proceed to the next part of this program. We are also going to recognize the graduates of Sparta who finished their main pathways after November 14, 2022. Okay, so before our speaker call your names, I am requesting everyone to ensure that your cameras are open and take a few moments for a quick photo when your names are mentioned, and ensure to change your Zoom names in accordance with the proper format that was flashed earlier on the screen. Lalong-lalo na po doon sa ating mga main pathway graduates. Okay, without further ado, may I now call on the project manager of Sparta for the presentation of graduates.
Thank you, Nico. Okay. It is my honor to present our Sparta graduates for this year, starting with our micro-specialization graduates. Okay, I hope you've turned on your videos. So for micro-specialization, analytics project domain knowledge and analytics project management. Okay, let's watch this video first.
Graduates of Sparta Microspecialization Pathways. Graduates who will be recognized are composed of scholars who finished at least one of these 11 microspecialization pathways. Domain knowledge for analytics project management. Domain knowledge for finance and risk. Domain knowledge for human resources. Domain knowledge for urban planning. Data governance. Operational analytics. Data visualization. Research methods. Statistical techniques. Computing. Methods and algorithms.
Okay. So to present the graduates for micro-specialization pathway, domain knowledge and analytics project management, may I call on Marie Cherie Marva Vanilla, Tenio Diaz de Rivera, and George C. Bernardo. Congratulations. For the domain knowledge for finance and risk, we have the following graduates: Andrea Marie F. Albastro and Michael Imperial. For the micro-specialization for domain knowledge and human resources, we have George C. Bernardo and Lance Angelo B. Layugan. For the micro-specialization pathway for domain knowledge and urban planning, we have just one, Paul John Colliantes Legaspi. Congratulations. For the micro-specialization data governance, we have Emeline Camero, Alan Del Socorro, Michelle Volontate Mariano, and Carl Frederick Nestor IV. For our micro-specialization for operational analytics, we have Andrea Marie Albastro, Elenita Manuelo, Rachel Ann Lavares, and Rachel Ann Lavares, correct. For micro-specialization for data visualization, we have Christian Villa Gonzalo and Emilio Tamama. Going forward to our micro-specialization for research methods, we have Mark Joel Rubina and Shira Bell Loor. Now, for the micro-specialization for statistical techniques, I bet they love statistics, Maria Rowena Bartiaga, Felipe Dumondon Garcia Jr., Carl Frederick Kessner IV, Mira Shane Rico, Nina Camila Quiazon, and Rahil James Henry Del Ampo. And last but not the least, graduates of our micro-specialization in computing, we have Emeline Camaro, Johanna Laris ng Ramon Hao, Carl Frederick Kester IV, Rowena Alolong Alibagon, and Ruchel Volontate Mariano. Congratulations to our micro-specialization graduates. May I request them to open your cams if you haven't done so yet for a photo op with the micro-specialization graduates. On your cue, Nico.
Alright, so please do or refrain from chatting first so that we can have the photo opportunity for our micro-specialization graduates. For the others, you may turn off your camera first. Okay, on your cue, on my cue. 1, 2. Alright, do I have second page? Okay, 1, 2. Thank you so much, Pam.
Okay, thank you very much, Nico. Now, for our pathway graduates, we actually have 70. So the main graduates of our main pathways. Let's see this video first.
Graduates of SPARTA Main Pathways. Graduates who will be recognized are composed of scholars who finished any of these main learning pathways. Data Associate, Data Steward, Data Analyst, Analytics Manager, Data Engineer, Data Scientist.
Okay. So, it is my honor to present to you the graduates of the Data Associate Pathway. Starting with, make sure your cameras are on. Annika C. Rebecca, April Hingpit, Din Robert C. Canyon, Don Aldrin P. Berenguela, Elizabeth D. Minimo, Fatima Shanuri P. Guro, Francis Ray Villarosa, Israel Borilla, Jeneline Valdez Ciruelo, Jennifer Valencia, Derek Paul Cadiz, Jose Jaime L. Reyes, Joyce Aguilion, Justin Carl Magdarao, Mojahid S. Dayanaton, and Ronald Benz Zhang. Congratulations to our Data Associate graduates. Now, for our Data Steward pathway, we only have one graduate. It's Sir Jason Gabriel Pinavia. Congratulations, Lasha. Okay, proceed now to our Data Analyst graduates. First and foremost, it's Ms. Annalyn Amurao. Okay. Carmel F. Turalba. Janelle B. Lorenzo, Christine Abigail Custodio. Desiree May N. Lobigas. Gladys Grace Cortez. Randall M. Cuentas. Hazel Marie Wanillas. John Anthony E. Leron. Jose Manuel Gutierrez. Joshua John Cariaga. Joyce Abigail Manaloto. Lizelle T. Esprella. Luis Marie Loreno. Maria Precious de los Santos. Maria Ragini C. de Mabasa. Nancy Joy Mangansat. Nicole Luis Abado. Oscar John S. Silang. Rachel Joy Baldo. Renz Louis B. Del Rosario. Susette Rosuelo. Cyril George B. Sumalinog. And Yale Brendan Katabay. Congratulations to our data analysts graduates. Now moving on to our analytics manager graduates. First is Ana Carmela Erica V. Reblora. Okay. Marie Cherie Marva Vanilla T. Diaz de Rivera. Gemma C. Pelagio. Rice Palaganas. And Ron Aldrich M. Sobreviñas. Okay, congratulations to our analytics manager graduates. Our data engineer graduates. Starting off with Cyril L. Macalalad. Mark John E. Reyes. Mon Christian D. Gonzalez. Ramonito Ariel A. Cabasan. Renz Gonzalez. And Ralph Daniel Tapak. Okay, congratulations to our data engineer graduates. And last but definitely not the least, our data scientist graduates. We have 18. Starting off with Abigail Sarah Catrice Cruz, Dominic Ecleo, LD Mar A. Tapna, Emilu Tamama, Maria Rowena Barriaga, Luan Marie Bendero, Joshua Ryan Pasqua, Christine Love Vicente, Liani K. De La Cruz, Luis Albert M. De La Cruz, Mariel B. Lacadin, Nelson H. Tejara, Nina Camila Quiazon, Felipe Jr. D. Garcia, Rachel Ann Lavares, Regil James Henry D. L. Ampo, and Shaira Bell D. Loor, and last but not the least, Paloma Marie A. Taliedo. Congratulations to all our graduates from the main and micro specialization. Can you give yourself a big round of applause? And I call on all the graduates of the main pathways to turn on your cameras for a quick photo op, please, of our main pathway graduates. Okay, on your cue, Nico. I think we have how many pages for the graduates?
We have 3 pages. So for the first page, smile, 1, 2, 3. Then we're on second. Smile, everyone. And on the last page. All good, Miss Pam.
Thank you very much. And again, congratulations to all our graduates. I'll bring you back to Nico.
Thank you so much, Miss Pam Gonzalez, our project manager, and congratulations to our graduates of main pathway and micro specialization. And before we proceed to the next part of the program, I would like to acknowledge the Executive Director of the Analytics Association of the Philippines, Mr. Sherwin M. Palayo. Sir Sherwin, hello po, magandang hapon. And now, we will invite on the spotlight one of our scholars to share her experience with Project Sparta and how it helped her career through a testimonial. To start off, we would like to call Ms. Hazel Marie Juanillas, a college instructor in Laguna State Polytechnic University and is now a data analyst pathway graduate. Ms. Juanillas, magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon po. Naririnig po ako?
Yes, ma'am. Audible
yes, po. Yan po. So, good afternoon to everyone. I am Hazel Marie B. Juanillas. Mabuhay. So, as mentioned, I am currently connected with Laguna State Polytechnic University as a college instructor under the College of Hospitality Management and Tourism. And also, as mentioned, I am a graduate of data analyst pathway. So before I proceed with my speech and my testimonial, so I would like to express my gratitude to DAP or Development Academy of the Philippines, the DOST shared, AAP or Analytics Association of the Philippines, of course, the Project Sparta and the staff, and of course, to the course bank. It was back in March 2020 when I seen a social media post about the launch of the Project Sparta. So it was during the pandemic when I started learning under this program. And even if I'm under the tourism and hospitality management, and even as an educator, I'm not new with data and research, as it is one of our mandates to continuously conduct research and development activities. So data, as mentioned, data and analytics are not really new to us. However, these are not our expertise, which is why I have pushed myself forward to take this opportunity to learn something new and to improve what I've already have or what I have already learned in the past. So I remember learning a lot about the data. So it is mentioned that data is the fuel or oil of today's industry. And throughout my learnings, so I've learned about, I am really happy how I've learned a lot about data analytics, with starting with drill down analytics, creating dashboards. My knowledge with Excel spreadsheets also expanded. Storytelling or data storytelling, urban governance. So they are all most of the topics that we have learned under the data analyst pathway. And although I have only learned or finished one pathway compared to my co Sparta colleagues or graduates before that, the others ay parang 2 or 3 yung pathways na natapos nila. So I'm really happy that I'm able to finish the pathway. So when we're gradually going back to normal, so in the morning, ang ginagawa ko po is I will teach online for my class, and then gradually sa hapon ay ginagawa ko naman po yung classes under the Project Sparta. So I would also like, during this testimonial, I would also like to share few learning strategies that I have employed while I was learning or under the Project Sparta. So first one is to take one step at a time. So learners may find difficulty in pursuing or gradually finishing, I think, yung mga classes natin under this project. So example, sa pathway nyo, medyo nahihirapan na po kayo. One strategy that I employed is yun nga, yung hindi ko inilalahat agad. Ano po? So parang one step at a time yung ginagawa ko. Another strategy that I have is taking down notes. So even up to today, meron pa rin po ako nung notebook ko na nandun lahat nakasulat yung mga natutunan ko under the research and methodologies, under yun nga yung sa spreadsheets, under data storytelling. And whenever I need a refresher about these topics, I would look back onto them and gradually natatandaan ko na ulit yung mga napag-aralan namin. And it's especially helped when I was finishing my capstone project. And yung pangatlo po is yung applying what you learn. So hindi, sabi nga nila, you can only know that you learn something if you can apply it in a real world or in a real situation. And during my time when I was really fascinated kasi with the creating of dashboards and drill down analytics. So when I really learned it, I applied it by helping out a friend who is in need of monitoring their operations in this micro business. So I created a dashboard for them for this small business, and that way they can actually monitor how many batches they were able to create or produce, and how many were being able to sold. So yeah, so it really helped a lot that you can actually apply what you learned throughout this course. And of course, other of the learnings that I had was also cascaded to the students that I am teaching. So in our university po kasi, I am assigned as the research coordinator and the research instructor for students. So I was able to help them how to analyze in a deeper or in a deeper means yung mga data na nakukuha namin. And so doon naman tayo sa kung ano yung naging help ng Project Sparta, especially with what I have learned throughout this pathway. So first is last December 2022, so I was awarded as the best paper and best presenter in an international research conference held in Semarang, Indonesia. So the topics regarding data storytelling, the topics regarding the research methods also always help a lot. And I remember yung I was really fascinated with the live session under the design thinking analysis, wherein where we were given there an activity by Sir Sherwin Pelayo about a set of clients and customers, and we're asked to design a chair for them. So I think also attending these kinds of live sessions is a nice twist in learning online. So that way we can also interact with our instructors that we can only see in videos. So that also helped a lot in this achievement that I had. And then I'm also happy to share that recently, last March 31, I have successfully defended my dissertation under the program of PhD in International Hospitality Management and in Lyceum of the Philippines, University Manila. So aside from that, I have also nakakuha din po ako ng dissertation grant under National Commission of Culture and the Arts. And the learnings that I had from the research methods, from data storytelling, visualization, they all help a lot in creating a more deep analysis in the qualitative and quantitative methods that I employed in my study, which is why I am very thankful to Project Sparta for giving me this opportunity to learn and to improve what I have already learned. So before I end my speech, again, I would like to thank the Project Sparta for all these initiatives. So I'm really happy when I learned that there's a relaunch for Project Sparta, because it means that more Filipino people or students will be learning from this initiative or from this project. And sabi ko nga, it is bringing the data-related education closer to the doors of either they are senior high school students, either they are currently college graduates who would want to get or credit additional knowledges, to all the professionals, and even from the part of academe like me. So I'm very thankful for that. And I hope to the new and ongoing scholars of the Project Sparta. So I hope that we can build a smarter Philippines with the adoption of data and more power to Project Sparta. Thank you po.
All right. Thank you so much. Soon to be Dr. Hazel Marie Juanillas, college instructor at Laguna State Polytechnic University. You know, just to give a quick learnings from her talk. Number one, it made us realize that data analytics is not limited to one or few industries or fields. But in her case, no, talagang nakita natin how data analytics could also be utilized in research and in hospitality and tourism management. Furthermore, Ms. Juanillas also shared to us some strategies, now considering that she has a full-time work, does studying, and at the same time studying PhD, and at the same time taking Sparta courses, and she was able to finish the data analyst pathway. Paghanga po sa inyo, Ma'am Hazel. So, thank you so much. I hope our learners inspired as well with that meaningful testimonial. So, let me read the citation and the certificate. So, the Development Academy of the Philippines presents this certificate of appreciation to Ms. Hazel Marie Juanillas from Laguna State Polytechnic University for her invaluable knowledge and expertise as resource speaker during the conduct of Year 4 SPARTA Relaunch and 4th Recognition Ceremony held today, April 14, 2023 via Zoom video communications. Maraming salamat po. Okay? So I hope that you guys were able to enjoy the two parts of our program. We had our graduation ceremony and we had our launch. But I think Pam has to add something to one of our graduates. So may I call on our project manager?
Okay, thank you very much. Apologies. However, it slipped, but it is my honor to mention Michael John Del Mundo as a data steward pathway graduate. He's also one of our colleagues here in the Development Academy of the Philippines. So congratulations, Mr. Michael John Del Mundo. So if you're here, please turn on your camera, please, so we could have a photo op. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. So let's proceed, Nico.
Thank you so much, Pam. And again, congratulations to our graduates. Before we proceed to the last part of our program, I hope that everyone clicks their mute buttons. And now, to give the closing remarks, may I call on the Development Academy of the Philippines Vice President and the SPARTA Project Lead. Palakpakan po natin virtually si Dr. Alan Cajes.
Maraming salamat, Nico. To Dr. Ruby of the OSTP Shared, represented by Mr. Jomar Camposano, Dr. Richelle Ann Huayong from the University of the Philippines, representatives of our SPARTA implementing and institutional partner organizations, scholars, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first express my gratitude, our gratitude to everyone joining us today for your continued support to Project Sparta, especially in relation to our goal to foster a data-driven country. Special thanks also to the Honorable Senator Pia Cayetano, who is the Academy's sponsor in the Senate of the Philippines, and to the Honorable Representative Ino D., who is the Academy's sponsor in the House of Representatives. Sparta has achieved many milestones since our inception 3 years ago through the efforts of the implementing agencies, namely the Analytics Association of the Philippines and Course Bank, and the monitoring and funding agency, the Department of Science and Technology, PSHEARD. We have 37 institutional partners, and most especially the Sparta Scholars. We were able to launch all of our 6 main pathways and 30 massive open online courses and expand our offerings by launching our micro-specialization pathways. We were also able to keep up with the new normal by holding or conducting numerous online events like roadshows. We had webinars and career fairs to further enhance our scholars' TSA competencies and give them avenues to practice their competencies or skills. Through all of this, we established a growing community composed of thousands of scholars, graduates, and data analytics enthusiasts who have also made it their goal to work towards a smarter Philippines. Sparta is extremely grateful to the Department of Science and Technology for extending our implementation for another year. We assure you that our drive to help equip our Filipinos or fellow Filipinos with the needed DSA competencies is stronger than ever because of this opportunity. For our 4th year, we have developed an enhanced learning experience to further assist our new and existing scholars especially in terms of completing their courses and pathways through our transition to the DAP's or the Academy's Learning Management System, the LINANG. To cover all bases in our educational approach, we are standardizing our live course sessions and introducing the conduct of on-site sessions. Our very first face-to-face training session was held last month in Antique National School, and we look forward to holding more offline or face-to-face events for our current and future partners. We are also holding our second Philippine Conference on Data Analytics next month, during which our graduates can present their capstone outputs and receive feedback from industry and DSA experts. Stay tuned for details on how to join this conference in the coming weeks. These are just some of the endeavors that our project team is working on for our scholars and for the general public. We are officially opening our enrollment after the relaunch, so take advantage of this rare and free opportunity to upskill and reskill yourselves. Please invite your family, friends, and colleagues to also embark on this DSA journey with you. We hope to see you taking our courses starting in May and attending our upcoming events for the year. On behalf of the Development Academy of the Philippines and the SPARTA project team, thank you once again for joining us for our relaunch of the project. Let us continue to support each other in achieving a smarter Philippines. Paglinangin natin ang kakayahan sa DSA through our Linang Learning Platform. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Alan Cajes, for that very meaningful message to the general public and to our scholars or prospective scholars. And of course, the project team is very happy to have worked with everyone here in the Zoom meeting, our audiences or audience in Facebook and YouTube. So before we end the program, may I request everyone to turn on their cameras for a class or group photo, and may I request Miss Pam and Sir Alan to sit sa ating sofa for the photo opportunity. Alright, so we do have 7 pages. So team, everyone here in Project Sparta as well, turn on your cameras. Okay, have that smile. Okay, let's have page 1. Alright. How about page 2? Okay, so make sure you still smile consistently, maybe in 20 seconds. Page 3. Okay, page 4. Okay, we are on page 5. Okay, page 6. Okay, on to our last 2 pages. So, i-retain ang smile. And we are all good. Alright, so maraming salamat po. And our project team will be sending you the evaluation form or feedback form. And please do evaluate our event conduct this afternoon. So if you haven't seen the link there, you may scan the QR code flashed on your screen. So please do, so that we would know on how we're going to improve or make our events a lot better. Alright, so I hope that you guys are accomplishing the forms already or the form already, and we thank you. Okay, while accomplishing that form, I would also like to acknowledge Project Sparta team. Maybe we could request everyone to be here in front para ma-recognize ng lahat, just like what we did last time. Yan. Everyone, can I see everyone sa camera dito lang sa sofa? Yeah, this will not be possible without the hard work and passion of these members of Project Sparta. From our project team members, including our interns, ayan, they have worked hard for this event. Then we'll also have a photo na rin with Sir. Ayan po si Sir. Okay. Okay, yeah. Pwede dito. Yeah, pwede ka lang yung content. Pwede rin dito sa side. Alright, so may I request our audience to give a virtual clap for the Project Sparta team. Ayan. Alright, sir, sama ka po, sir. Okay po. So, thank you so much, team. Congratulations. One time pa daw po. Alright, thank you so much, Team Sparta. So I hope we made your event productive and meaningful. Maraming salamat po. I am Nico Visperas, and it's always an honor to have and host a Sparta event. Let's be a blessing to each and everyone. Mabuhay po at maraming salamat.